welcome to In the Zone with Lisa Marie Latino. When you think of New York baseball, only one name really should come to mind: Derek Jeter. We were there when he received the prestigious Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year award.
Time that Derek Jeter gets honored for something like that, you know, it's the place to be, it seems like.
He's a wonderful player. He's calm and cool under pressure. We all know that by the way he performs in the postseason. But he's a good guy, good man. And I've had a chance to know him, from the very early stages. I think I remember his first All-Star game when he pestered me to death by finding out how you can play every day. I told him he didn't need my secrets. He could do it all on his own.
He's a great guy. I mean, the whole family is fantastic, and Derek is very much like his father. He's just one of those people that is easy to love, but more importantly, it's easy to respect a guy like Derek Jeter.
He's the pulse of New York, especially his whole career has been here. It's almost like he was born here and grew up here. We've watched him mature into what he is now. So he's very synonymous with what goes on in New York.
I certainly this year seemed like I spent a lot of time thinking about Derek and Little League and being a part of that parade on opening day and walking in the parade with the uniform on, and he's stepping up with his shoulder back and smiling, so proud to be a part of a team and heading to the field for the first game. And, some of that, enthusiasm I see now, really. And for me to be here tonight and Derek to ask me to be a part of this award ceremony, this prestigious award, Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year Award 2009 is just fantastic. It's surreal.
First of all, I want to thank Sports Illustrated for naming me the Sportsman of the Year. You just look at the past winners and you realize how big of an award this is and how well respected it is in the sports world. So I really appreciate it. And you think about being a good sportsman. There's a lot of things that come to mind. First of all, people think it's success on the baseball field. I think that's a part of it, but I also think there's a lot of qualities that go into it. Hard work, dedication, pride, humility, giving back, some of the things that have already been talked about tonight. But these are all things that I learned at a very, very young age. And when I was asked who I wanted to introduce me, it was pretty easy on my part. I wanted my parents to do it. My dad is up here as a representative of my parents, and he's also the only one that would read all those things I wrote down and told him to say. But, I got a chance to see the cover, which came out real nice, and I thought the only thing missing from that were my parents on both sides. And, even if you don't see them, just know that they're beside me at all times, and I thank them for that. I thank you for this award. I thank everyone for coming out, and let's get on. I'll be brief. I'm briefer than you. But thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I could watch that man all day. The New York Yankees won their 27th World Championship this year. We caught up with some important members of the Bronx Bombers family at the Yankees DVD red carpet premiere.
This one's special. I mean, for me, the Met one was spectacular because it was battled not only for the World Championship, but the city at the same time. This one was just as special, if not more so, because we're opening a brand new stadium. And it's not like any other team opening a new stadium. We're closing down the old Yankee Stadium with a lot of history, a lot of tradition, which people are saying you're jinxing yourself. You can't carry over that type of success. The ghosts won't follow. And until you actually break the new one open with champagne at some point, that would be something that would be brought up over and over again. How many years since you've won, since you left the new Yankee Stadium? We don't have to deal with that now. So it was a huge, I think, feather in our cap and a victory for this franchise to get number 27 in a new stadium in its first year.
Well, I said from day one in spring training, I thought we were very talented. But we started having some of those walk-off wins and it was a feeling that no matter what the score was, we had a chance to come back, and that's when it really started.
It was kind of weird. I think that when A-Rod hit that home run on the first swing, that he came back after 28 days, you said, wow, this could be a special season. But I mean, the bottom line is they had the most talent, and you figured that if everybody stayed healthy, that they were going to be able to win, and that's exactly what happened.
Shane Victorino with 2 outs in the 9th. It's a slow ground ball to Robbie Cano at second, and he throws to Teixeira. And, I yelled, game over, World Series over, Yankees win, the Yankees win.
For Yankee fans in attendance, the night was a grand slam.
Movie was fantastic. It really culminated the season. It was a great year, a great season. 27, we're going for 28. Great movie, had a great time.
It brought back all the great memories. I thought the editing was grand. I loved the way they would interject with the players' comments at just the right time. I loved it.
Oh, it's amazing. It goes through the whole postseason in its most incredible way, even though it's only about the World Series. It makes it all so real.
It's fabulous, and everybody loved it. And as they all said, they're ready for number 28. I think everybody in this theater is ready for number 28. It's a great night, really great night.
Citi Field and the new Yankee Stadium were 2 of the biggest new attractions in town. NYC Company, New York City's official tourism foundation, decided to honor the Mets and the Yankees for their contributions to bettering the lives of New Yorkers.
Well, the foundation is the New York City and Company Foundation, which supports cultural institutions in all 5 boroughs. And our job is to raise some money tonight so that we can share it with people in all the boroughs, especially the smaller cultural institutions, because as you know, it's a tough moment in time. And our job is to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to know all of what New York has to offer, especially from a cultural point of view. In this particular situation, the creative ways was to honor the Yankees and the Mets. And obviously because of their new stadiums and what a great asset they are to the city. And there's been a really wonderful reception, and we're going to have a really nice night tonight.
Well, I think it's, everybody has they remember Shea Stadium. I remember Shea Stadium growing up, and I think it was time for a new stadium. And Citi Field is such a fabulous place. So Jeff Wilpon and his staff have done a great job. The way they structured the field, the way they bring the seats closer, they made it more family-oriented. The food is outstanding. It's a great place to watch a ball game.
It's beautiful. I think architecturally it kind of harkens back to the old stadium, the original one in the 20s. It's beautiful. The limestone facade is spectacular, and it's a great place for baseball too, as they brought home their first championship.
It's a great year, brand new stadium, World Championship, all combined in one. It's probably perfection. It's the most we could have ever expected. And everything came together, so it was a perfect year.
Not only do we have the most passionate fans in the world, but if you look at what New York City, the impact that sports has on New York City, it brings in about maybe $12 billion a year into the city's economy. The New York City Marathon alone brings in over $220 million a year, and that's a one-day event. The U.S. Open brings in about $450 million. So sports has such a big economic impact, but also has a psychological impact on the city.
The Yankees have meant a lot to New York, really the entire New York area, but the fact that they remained in the Bronx when they probably could have gone elsewhere, maybe to Manhattan or even Jersey, they decided to stay in the Bronx and the South Bronx, and I think their commitment to that community is pretty admirable.
Well, I think the Yankees represent New York City in a lot of ways. Determination, tradition, winning, champions, never afraid to take on a challenge, and always willing to, step up and try to be the best that you possibly can be.
Well, I live here. I've been born and raised here. It's fabulous. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
Thanks for getting in the zone with Lisa Marie Latino. We'll see you next time. Zone with Lisa Marie Latino is sponsored by Salon M&D, a full-service beauty salon in Madison, New Jersey, and by Digital Cop, digital tools for law enforcement. For more information about In the Zone with Lisa Marie Latino, log on to www.itzonline.tv.